Alright, welcome to episode 7 of Just One More Topic. I'm Tridragius, but I'm sure at this point the 7 of you watching know that by now. Yeah, unfortunately. And to my right, is...
I'm Taborius. We're filming here on location in a different part of all your base. Well, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's a place.
And this week we want to talk to you about the impact of marketing.
But first, the featured game this week, a little joint from Tim Schafer, Ron Gilbert, the Double Fine dudes.
Yeah, which if you don't know those names,
Kill you.
Double Fine Productions, run by Tim Schafer. All right, this is the guy most recently, did Brutal Legend, Costume Quest, and Stacking. Also, Grim Fandango, Psychonauts, Full Throttle. The guy makes incredible games. And Ron Gilbert, Ron Gilbert made a little game you may have heard of called Monkey Island. Yeah, go buy it. If nothing else, just for that, go buy it.
I think there's a special edition thing that was released to digital platforms, PSN, XBLA, I'm sure Steam has it. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's downloadable only. It's awesome.
A true adventure game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's dark too, man. Like, I wouldn't know, wasn't expecting all that. But anyway, it's fun. Go play it.
It actually kind of, those games kind of fall in line a little bit with what we're going to be talking about today. Marketing. Tim Schafer, he puts out amazing games, doesn't necessarily have the marketing behind them. Like Psychonauts, fantastic game.
Yeah, it didn't sell anything.
It didn't sell, it didn't set anything on fire. There was no records being broken.
Brutal Legend, the one most of y'all have probably heard of, sold quite a few more just based on the star power it had. I mean, Jack Black, Ozzy Osbourne, Lita Ford, I can keep going. All these famous metal musicians. Rod Halford, sorry, gotta say it, Judas Priest, man.
And it is the best-selling game, and like you said, I think it really does kind of support the fact that there is star power to it.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Jack Black doing cameos of Eddie.
Cameos, he was the main character.
Well, I mean, like on like the Stike.
Oh yeah, he would come out. Yeah, well, they made the character. It looked like Jack Black, only a little less in the.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
I can sympathize. It's cool.
But yeah, marketing and what the impact of it, the importance of it.
It means something. Like just simply, when you have to spend money on marketing. Period. If nobody knows your product exists, no one's going to buy it.
Exactly.
Yeah, word of mouth alone helps, but in the rare cases like Tim Schafer stuff that keeps it going, that's some hella good word of mouth. But I mean, for the majority of things out there, like look at the numbers. I wish I should have done my research, but the initial numbers after when the Kinect and the Move came out, it was going to be this big clash of the Titans. They were both announced. Microsoft poured a ton of money into marketing. PlayStation put nothing. I mean, literally, it was like the difference of like $900,000 and like $12 million. I mean, it was a huge number difference.
I mean, they had the Kevin Butler commercials, but they weren't necessarily Kevin Butler commercials. They're actually kind of a little creepy, just based on, I mean, just knowing the Kevin Butler character and then seeing him in this family that he invades, and then I don't know. It was a little, not quite the baby commercial. Scary or creepy that Sony had with the PS3 launch.
This whole episode's taking a really dark turn.
Yeah. Hey, it's like Ni no Kunai. Nice, boyish, cute, sexy faces, but hey, there's
nice, boyish, cute, sexy. You just can't get through one of these without doing that, can you? That's okay. Anyway, numbers matter, people. I mean, like, you have got to plaster that brand everywhere. When you were telling me about the Kinect, it is the largest selling, how'd you put it?
Add-on peripheral of all time.
Add-on peripheral of all time. No other console in history has sold as many, like, hey, this came out so much later, here's a new, not just controller, but I mean, it completely changes the way it plays. And honestly, I mean, I love my Kinect. It's fun, but I'm quicker with the controller. I like the updates they do, but it's just...
It works, but it doesn't necessarily...
I don't have to have it. I can totally deal without it, but you know what? I think it's amazing. I mean, like, they plastered that. You couldn't go 2 feet in real life without seeing some kind of Kinect advertisement.
Yeah.
Getting it to the masses, that's what's important.
And you kind of looking at it, Sony is the exact opposite of Microsoft. taking another little comparison, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, it's a great game,
Really is.
fun game. It's Sony's Smash Brothers. However, Smash Brothers can consistently put together, like 8 million copies sold.
Easy.
PlayStation All-Stars across 2 platforms.
Over the holiday season, no less.
With no real exclusives. We're kind of getting a little lazy on that. Yeah, I've not noticed. But, 600,000 across PS3 and Vita. 2 platforms that if you bought the PS3 version, you also got the Vita version.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Sony knows what they're doing when it comes to bundles and marketing and giving you bang for your buck. But man, I said they know what they do when they're coming to marketing. No, that's wrong.
Yeah,
for just the raw items. But when it comes to getting word out there, go play PlayStation All-Stars. Get some friends together. It is a lot of fun. In many cases, I like it better than Smash Brothers. But again, you can go back to Star Power. The 2 most recognizable figures Sony has are Sackboy and Kratos. Neither one of those is as well known as just about any character from the Smash Brothers series.
Especially when you've got Mario.
And Link.
And when Super Smash Bros. Brawl made the announcement that Sonic was in the game, the Sega fans were just like, oh my god!
I don't know, Sony,
Sony in
marketing,
comparison,
man. Come on, guys.
In comparison, Sony. Nintendo third-party characters, they got Sonic. They got, there's a few others, like they got Solid Snake.
Yeah, that hurt, man. Yeah,
Sony gets Raiden.
Yeah.
Sony gets Sweet Tooth.
Well, that's Big Daddy.
Big Daddy,
BioShock.
Character. However, I don't think he's featured in Infinite. I don't think. I haven't seen.
No, there's a whole nother thing with it. We'll talk about BioShock some other time. There's a whole other thing. Infinite's gonna be sweet.
So as far as third-party characters, they got Heihachi. But fighting games are not as popular as they once were.
Right, and with that kind of thing, and another big thing is Sony has never really promoted local, hey, this is the thing, to get people together and have a party around it. The closest they came to doing it was back in the Kevin Butler era, which, by the way, man, you should have kept that guy around. They made no sense, but that guy informed stuff. They put money into it. I thought it worked.
It did. That was the 2.5 years that they were using that campaign. It worked. People were buying systems. They were buying the games. And it was this tongue-in-cheek, having fun at the PlayStation name. Yep. It was just kind of, which after the bravado and the cockiness and the arrogance that just oozed out of Sony when they launched the PS3, they needed to kind of make fun of themselves, poke and jab at themselves.
And they constantly cut funding in that area, it seems.
Yeah.
Even with games, go anywhere, when a new Call of Duty's coming out,
everybody knows.
Dude, Black Ops 2, these guys, got these guys. These guys are not easy to get. They've been getting easier to get, but that's money spent. Halo had a whole freaking series.
It's a spectacle when Microsoft releases something. That's what Sony seems to have gotten away from.
And Nintendo's not much different. The way they plaster anything Mario that comes out, any of their first-party stuff, GameStop TV helps and stuff like that when you're standing in there, but just when you're sitting there watching cable, what comes up? Occasionally you see a Sony commercial. Some of them are even good. I loved the MLB The Show one, but...
Yeah, which was good. The problem is that, marketing is very, very crucial. It's important to have it. You
also
need to have a budget.
Really, really expensive.
And speaking of expensive, the Super Bowl. Sony was touting their God of War Super Bowl commercial. Guess what? It never aired during the Super Bowl. It was the Super Bowl's internet commercial.
Yeah, it's rough. Basically what we're trying to say here is, for you all, go out and do some research. We try to stay abreast of everything going on, but marketing plays a big deal, and a lot of times, even though, we go back and forth with, yes, Sony needs to do this better, blah, 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 but pay attention to some games, man. Tomorrow, Omerta City of Gangsters is coming out. You may not have heard of it. Check it out. You got to do some digging, but marketing is a very powerful tool, and the AAA franchises, even if you're sick of them, you're going to see everywhere because that is selling power.
Yeah, and Sony's got The Last of Us coming out potentially. Well, it's very likely it's going to come out after Sony makes the announcement of the PlayStation 4, I'm very curious to see what Sony does with a new system. Yeah, we don't have a bell. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Everyone just, do some research on it.
Yeah, check it out. Look for those games that you know are going to be awesome and buy them. Buy them new. Just get them. Support the developers. But yeah, remember that. I mean, every time you may get sick of seeing, another Call of Duty commercial, marketing power is key, and companies need to learn to invest. Like I said, I think Microsoft maybe does it in excess, but there's a reason their numbers are what they are.
Yeah, that's why Halo is a 10 million seller nearly consistently. But yeah, with that, this has been another episode of Just One More Topic. We kind of wanted to talk a little bit more of...
the marketing is going to have to be a two-parter. We can definitely go more in depth in this. It's business, too. I love it.
Yeah, it's an aspect of the gaming community or not gaming community, but the gaming industry that, maybe we didn't really need to worry about too much, but now that games are so expensive to make, they need to sell
the same push as movies,
or else more THQs are going to happen.
Yeah, you need one game a year that sells near that $10 million mark.
If you don't, you're going to barely make it by. But I'm Tridrachius.
I'm Taborius.
And this has been episode 7 of Just One More Topic, Marketing. Okay, get it.
Yes.